Hi, this is Jody Kramer down here at the hydration station. And for a lot of our machine owners and maybe folks who are looking at getting a machine, I'm going to go through some quick steps to show you how to use the 2.5 and 11.5 button, which is down here on the bottom of the machine. This is going to make the strong acidic water, which is about 2.7 to 2.5, called hypochlorous acid. And the 11.5 is a very high alkalinity, and we utilize these for degreasing, for cleaning fruits, vegetables, cuts, bruises, scrapes, different things like that. But the most important thing is to know how to make it first. So that's what this video is going to cover. So first and foremost, with your machine, and Julie, why don't you go ahead and zoom in just a little bit so that you won't be able to see part of me, but at least we'll be able to see the machine better. Okay, you zoomed in? All right, excellent. So there is a cover right here, and you're going to want to remove this cover. Also, you're going to want to press this button down here because we're going to be working with the orange section of your machine. And this is the strong acidic water is what she said. So take this, just set it aside. This here is a enhancement tank. This is what holds the saline solution, basically salt water, that the machine uses in order to make the 2.5 and the 11.5. Now, Enagic provides these bottles that we are able to get from their website at enagic.com, or you can also contact Jolene and I. But anyhow, in order to do this, we're going to take the little lid off from here. I'm going to set it aside and make sure you do not lose the lid, because if you lose the lid, it won't work too well. So set the lid there, and I'm going to set this right in front of the machine for now. Now the enhancement solution bottles, you got to take the whole lid off, and there's an actual little core in here that you pull out, and kind of looks like so. Then you put this back on, screw it back on here. Now this little piece will unscrew. So you end up with just an actual little nozzle. So what I do is I take the bottle like so and just line it up with this hole, and I will move my hand. We'll hold it back here. Can you see that, Jolene, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So an actual bottle will a little more than fill this enhancement tank. Now there's a red line, which we're going to come up to, and you're going to see this little ball floating around in there. That little ball is, lets you know, you can see it through the little panel when it's put back on. So when you get it about to there, you don't want to go too far over that red line. You can take your bottle, set it aside. I always just put the lid back on it for safe measure. Okay, and then cap, which we didn't lose. We'll put that back on, and it just sets on there. Doesn't screw, just pops on. Now, when you put your solution back in your machine, your tank, you're going to want to line it up, and when you get it about to here, you push it, it will feel like a click sound. Probably heard the sound. Might have my sleeve in the way. Anyways, you're going to want to make sure that is snapped in there. This piece above the enhancement tank is not necessary for the use. It's for special elevations in places that we typically don't need it for. But you always want to make sure that it's in the locked position. Up here, there's a lock, remove, leave it locked. Leave it there, leave this snapped in, put your cover back on, and you'll see there's a little bit of a see-through here. And that's where once the ball floats up and down, you're going to be able to see it as it gets lower. And that's how you know if your enhancement tank is getting low and you might need some more enhancement solution. So we're going to put this back on. Snaps on very easily. So we've got the button pushed already. Now when we make 2.5 and 11.5, the strong acidic water, we're going to catch the water with both hoses, okay? So here is the return hose that most of you are familiar with. It usually sits right down here in the sink somewhere. And maybe I'll just leave it there for the moment. But when we make the strong water, we're going to make water from both hoses, okay? 11.5 is going to come out of this hose, and at the same time, 2.5 is going to come out of this little guy in your sink. Now you want to catch the waters as they're being made at the same time. One bottle of this will make 6 gallons of 11.5 to 2 gallons of 2.5. So just so you know, you're going to get more 11.5 than 2.5, but always catch them both because they both have some fantastic uses that we'll talk about in another video. Okay, so in order to start this, we have our faucet. We're going to turn it on, and we have the water already diverted going into the machine. Now, as the water comes out, if you can see, this is a little fast. So we usually slow the water down till it has a nice kind of twirl to it. And you want to rub your fingers like so. Now, you'll notice it says,
refill specified solution.
Okay, it's going to do that for a few minutes when you first fill the canister, the tank, and you put it back in. When it does that, just let it keep going until it goes back to saying strong with the arrows. Now, you're going to feel this again. It's very slick. It's got like viscosity. It's like slick, like if you had, almost like if you had soap on your hands that you didn't quite get off. It's going to feel really slick. When this feels slick, we know that it's making 11.5 and the 2.5 is coming out of here. So for our purposes today, I have some spray bottles so we can catch this. And basically, I'm going to put the 2.5 in my red bottle and just take the little guy here and just set it in there. And you're going to want to take and catch this right there. Now they're both going to be filling up. The blue one though is going to fill up faster than the red one because again, you get more 11.5 than 2.5. So for every 3 gallons of 11.5, you get 1 gallon of 2.5. So once this gets full, I'm going to go ahead and use a storage container, which will hold more of it for me for later. After I use this up, I'll have some reserves. So I'm going to move this, and then I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put this on it, kind of a little multitasking going on here. Now I want to get the red spray bottle full. So we're going to let this run just a little bit longer. And as we're doing that, this is filling up. We use a nice dark or non-see-through containers are ideal. They help keep the light away from the water because light, air, and motion affects all water. So this helps store them and they last longer this way. If you do only have ones from the dollar store that are clear, you know, at the rate like I use mine at home, I end up going through mine pretty darn fast. So either way works, but if you're going for the ideal, the dark containers or that are at least not see-through. And we are getting close to the top here. Okay, so I've got this full. And when I smell this, as most of you are familiar, if you've made 2.5, it's going to smell kind of like bleach or something like that. Kind of a little bleachy smell, but you know that it's made your 2.5. I'm going to put my lid on this. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove this. Now, when you're done making 2.5 and 11.5, you always want to move your machine back to a drinking water position, whatever that one is that you use, whether it's 8.5, 9, or 9.5, move it back. When you do, the machine's going to change and it's going to say it's cleaning it, okay? Because it's going to clean and rinse that saline solution out. So, Jolene, can you see the machine all right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to push this and I'm going to get closer so hopefully you can hear it.
It cleans it.
So now it's saying it cleans it. We got some arrows coming across. Water is still coming out of both hoses. And at this point, the machine is rinsing the plates. It's cleaning all of the saline, anything off the plates, and prepping it back for drinking water. Whenever you make 2.5 and 11.5, you want to make sure you do this process. And it does it for about 30 seconds. It's very similar to your machine when it does a notice of cleaning after like, I don't know, 10 to 15 gallons. Okay, now it says the water, 9.5. It's on the 9.5 position. Now it is ready for me to grab a glass of water here and take a nice drink. Okay, so then you just shut your water off. The machine then goes back to normal. You can, of course, then drink this. Your regular 9.5 drinking water, everything's back to normal now. And again, now I've got some spare that's here, and we will use that there. We also we'll be making some more videos, but also the value of the 2.5, some of the things you can use it for. Can you see that, Jolene, at all? Right there? Okay, so it can be used as an antibacterial, a disinfectant. It can be used for first aid, wound care, odor eliminator. Actually works really well on like dog and cat and animal things, and as a mouthwash, believe it or not. The 11.5, so many things it can do. Fruit and veggie wash, you can clean your teeth with it. It's a stain remover. You can use it in your laundry, and you can also use it as a degreaser. It works phenomenal. Instead of 409, I use it on my stovetops, on my ovens, anything that's greasy or needs to be cleaned like you'd use 409, this works great. So I think with that, we have that covered. The one thing I would say is as the ball comes down lower, you're gonna wanna know that you're gonna wanna refill it. And I think, Jolene, that covers it at this moment. So thank you all for your time. And if you have any questions or need any additional help with it, by all means, reach out to us. We're here to help you. And we're, again, here at the hydration station. So thank you, be happy, be healthy, and be hydrated.